Hello, my friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family. Thank you guys for joining me so much one more time again today. So, starting out our reading for today, the first card we see is Trapped in Fear. And unfortunately, so many of us are trapped in fear. And we've been caught up in this web, this matrix of fear. And we could see it. I mean, just look at the news. Look at the headlines all around us. Look at what we see with the earth changes, the political situation. It's a world that apparently is completely trapped in fear. And of course, this leads to things not turning out the way we'd hoped in many ways. Not seeing the positive side in the situation is something that, well, we almost can't be blamed for when we're completely bombarded with the negative day in and day out. So, yes, we cannot cry over spilled milk. What is done is done. Don't feel guilt. You should never feel guilt. Of course, does not mean that we're condoning psychopathic tendencies and deviancy by any means. No, not at all. But just that guilt is another way in which we are controlled. Many relationships are ruled by guilt. Passive aggressiveness. Be aware of that. A lot of times you will have people that will not be directly confrontational with you, but they will be passive aggressive and do things to cause more guilt and perhaps shame as well. And if we are to rise above these times and get out of this Kali Yuga, this dark age, we must forgive ourselves as well as forgive others. And that's the only way we could do it. Have compassion for yourself. Have compassion for others. Live in the moment. And truly living in the moment, we will let go of the past. We learn from the past. Hopefully we are learning the lessons from the past. But we are also letting go of them. Because if we hold on to the past, it'll keep us in a loop that will keep us from the future. And also keep us from living in the now. And the now is, of course, all we ever have is just this single moment. Abundance. The abundance card is showing people getting sick from perhaps overindulgence. Look at our society. Look at how many people are obese and are out of shape. We have a society which is completely unbalanced. It's so strongly patriarchal and aggressive, testosterone driven, but also excessive. And we need to find balance and harmony in all this. Some are starving in this world. Some are paid to not produce food when they could be producing food. This is most definitely the signs of a very sick society, a society that needs tremendous change. And while there is such a growing disparity between the haves and have-nots, threatening, if it keeps on this path, threatening to throw the world into basically the very poor and the very rich and nothing in between. A very sick, sad society that needs change. And abundance can come to this society, and the type of abundance we need is an abundance of understanding, of compassion, of love, of tolerance. An abundance that will lead to the willingness to actually change things in a positive directions. And we see the Earth Mother here over on the left-hand side. Mother Earth nourishes the good and the bad. She nourishes the vegetarians and the vegans as well as the carnivores. She takes care of the wolf and the bear and the fish and the birds and humans alike, good and bad. She provides sustenance to us all, irregardless of our natural tendencies. And we should be thankful for her. And we are so out of balance in this society and not recognizing the divine feminine. I have been blessed to have many friends, and I think almost all of my male friends are extremely balanced. They have compassionate hearts, and they are energetically balanced, which allows them to see things with a clarity that most people don't see in this society. Now, the Eye of Horus, awakening divine perception, this is what we need to do. We need to awaken the pineal gland. We need to see things from a multidimensional perspective because we are multidimensional beings. We are operating on many different levels at one time, and we're here on a mission, and that mission we are going to fulfill. And it's a mission of sowing the seeds of the next age, of an age that's going to be a golden age, and eliminating all that which has gone before, and finding the positive in the negative, and we will grow from there. Again, awaken your intuition, get in touch with your higher self, get in touch with Source, however you call Source, Prime Creator, or God, and then respect others so that they may be allowed to do it in their own manner. It is time for a spiritual quest, for so many are on that spiritual quest right now, and so many are about to embark on it. It is most definitely time because, we are heading upwards in vibration. We are heading into more spiritual realms. We are being led, in many cases, many of us, those who are watching this video, are being led to let go of all that holds them back into that old 3D existence as the new 5D Gaia is being birthed. You must clear and shield your energy. There are real attacks coming on from the dark side all the time. The powers that be, the status quo, the Orwellian dystopian leadership that we see on a global scale that does not have the best interest of humanity, the world, or all that lie within it in mind, just their greedy little interests, feeding off the misery of others. So clear and shield your energy, because most assuredly we are, us that are bringing the light to the planet, us that are bringing the gnosis to the planet, us that are trying to sow the seeds of the golden era that's to come, are most definitely under attack on a daily basis. So nurture yourself. Nurture yourself like a child, the inner child. Have fun with every single day. Be playful. If she's not going to get mad, go ahead and pinch your wife on the butt and give her a wink. Be like a child. Be playful. As we get to be adults, we tend to lose sight of these things, and we lose sight of the simple ways we could have fun and just play with each other. Too often we get too wrapped up in just simply paying the bills and worrying about tomorrow while we're not enjoying today. And we see the Kalki avatar, the destroyer of the Iron Age. And as we have talked about it, Christians are waiting for the return of the Christ. Many people are awaiting the return of Christ consciousness, or the dawning of Christ consciousness within. And then we see this. So, O Vishnu, in the form of Kalki, please rise up like the morning sun and pierce the darkness that has been brought on the world by the faithless and impure in the age of Kali. So it symbolizes strength in adversity, overcoming arguments, determination in combating evil, and escaping the negative influence of the age of Kalki. So we are in the Kali, and we are in the Kali Yuga, and this darker age is starting to pass. And we can see the signs of it. Most assuredly, we can see the signs of it. And yet there's a long way to go. There is a long way to go. So Kalki is the next incarnation of Vishnu. And many believe it's the final incarnation of Vishnu. And now in the triumvirate of the three major gods of Brahma, the creator, Vishnu is the preserver, and Shiva is the destroyer. And when we talk about that, Shiva is the destroyer of the illusion, the destroyer of the ego, the destroyer of all that keeps us from that inner self and the knowing of the unity of all things. So Vishnu is the preserver, and some of his other incarnations that may be recognized is Ram and also Krishna. And many believe there's definitely more than just a little coincidence that Krishna and Christ are so similar in the verbiage. and both of them being preservers. So it's interesting, definitely. And Kalki is the next avatar to come in the Vedic tradition. And so we see that we have all these societies around the world awaiting another coming of a being or beings that are going to help to usher in a much more benevolent society and a better age. We are there. We are at the cusp. We are at the transition period. So we need to pick each other up and do our best to sow positive seeds. And do that every day and enjoy every single moment of every single day. Cherish the ones you love. Give them an extra kiss, an extra hug. Tell somebody, that you meet perhaps and are intrigued by, just give them a little bit extra. Say, it was really, really nice meeting you. A little bit of extra goodness will go a long way. And if we're all doing that all the time, it could really change society very quickly. So, my friends, I want to thank you for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon, and invite you to subscribe to both channels. As always, I look forward to your comments. God bless and namaste.